Hey everybody, welcome back to NetTuts. In today's video quick tip, we're going to be working with a Git GUI, specifically for Mac, called Tower. So this one's in beta at the moment. That means anyone can try it as long as you're a Mac user. When we recently posted our Git book and some Git tutorials, many people noted that it's just too hard for them to use the terminal and they'd still like to use it, but they prefer kind of a GUI option. This is what we're going to take a look at today. So it's at git-tower.com, still in beta, so there's a couple bugs here and there, but it's one of the prettiest solutions available for Mac right now. Okay, so go ahead and download Tower, bring it to your desktop, move it wherever you like, and when you're ready, go ahead and boot it up. So this is your dashboard, and this is where you can add your repositories. So let's say you already have a project that has you've initiated Git. You would use a local repository here. However, if you're starting from scratch, you choose the one at the bottom. So of course, before we do anything, we need to have something to work with, right? So I'm going to choose project, and let's bring this into a text editor like Espresso, and we're going to just create a new file. And we're not doing much here. I'm going to create my beginning file, save that as index.html, and I think I accidentally saved that as untitled as well, so I'll delete that. Alright, so now we have our file. Assume you do some work on it and you want to go ahead and create a snapshot, quote unquote. So we'll come back, and normally you would do this with the terminal, but let's create our local repository. This is like typing git init. First you need to set a path and give it a title, project, and a description, blah, blah, blah. I think you'll be getting this. Okay. When you're ready, go ahead and click OK. And now you have your repository. And this will be the dashboard for every single one that you have on your computer. So if you double click, this is the innards of it. So you can do a lot of work here. You can view all your branches. You can tag specific files if you need to. You have all of your common options like commit, merge, push-pull, add, etc. And then you have your history, and this history, though blank right now, will contain a list of all of your commits. So we have our file. If we click here, you can see that it's unstaged. So if I click on current, this is what we have. But we haven't staged it just yet, so I'm going to do that right now. And we have a handful of options of how to stage things. You can click right here, or you can stage everything, which would be add period. You could do it up here as well. So I'm going to click right here, and it'll do that for me. Now you can see unstaged is unselectable, and it has been staged, but we haven't added a commit yet, as you can see right here. So now I'm ready. I'm going to commit, and I'm going to do first draft. There are some options below here if you want to append your username. This is if you're working on a team, or if you want to let's say you made a commit and then 2 minutes later you thought, oh crap, I forgot to add this semicolon or something like that. You can amend it. That way you don't have to add another commit. You can just kind of overwrite the previous commit. Here, that's going to be fine. So now we have our first commit, and you can see it right here, and if I scroll down, it'll show you everything you have. So let's go back and let's work on this a little bit. We're not doing anything specifically, but let's say we delete that, working on something really cool. So imagine you're working on something for an hour or so, and you decide, okay, I want to take another snapshot of my project so I can come back to it later if I need to. Remember, this isn't the same as saving. This is more like snapshots of your project. You wouldn't want to take a snapshot after every single save unless it's a very specific community developed thing. But for most of your projects, you can be a little more general about that. All right, so we've made some changes. So I'm going to come back, and if we go back to browse, you can see, if I click here, that they're uncommitted. And this is what we have on the unstaged area. So again, let's stage that file, commit it, added cool stuff. And we're all set there. If I go to history, now you can see that we have our first draft, and then we had the second commit, which has some new things. There we go. So let's say now that you want to revert back to this first draft. Well, with Tower, I'm not exactly sure how to do it, to be honest. I use reset. Reset allows you to kind of push in the hash, and it'll reset everything back to where you were at this point. So for example, if I go into terminal, and let's see where I am, desktop/project. And let's say I want to revert back to where we were on the first draft. What you would normally do in terminal would be something like git reset hard, and then you could just do you could either copy all of this or just take the first handful of letters, so 25DC. And what that's going to do is it just reverts all the way back to where you were at the beginning, as you can see right there. And then if I check it out, it reverts for me. I don't exactly know how to do this with Tower. I'm sure there's a way, or if it's not, it's coming very soon, but it would be nice if there was a way that you could click on a commit, right-click it, and say reset to this point in time. But like I said, maybe there is a way. Anyways, let's go here, and we're going to do this all again. Updated. All right, that represents a lot of work. Come back, stage it, commit, new commit. I'm being super general here. And if we go to history, we have our 2 commits. So let's say later you decide, you know what, I really want to go back to this random commit and I want to work on an idea. I want to see if I can take this in another direction. Well, you may not want to overwrite what you already have done. You may just want to try something out. Think of it like a video game where you get to a certain point and you think to yourself, you know what, I wonder what would have happened if I had said Y to this man instead of X. And you don't want to stop where you currently are, but you want to just try out a different alternate reality, quote unquote. So that's what a branch is for. With terminal or with the command line, you would do something like a git checkout new branch. Here, we can just right click it and say, take this particular commit and create a new branch. Create a branch from this commit. And we'll give it a name of idea. Okay, so here, if we go back into Espresso, we're not going to see anything just yet, and it's because we haven't moved over to this branch. If you want to check it out, like I said, you could do in the terminal git checkout idea, or within your GUI, you just do checkout. And now you're working with these new files, and it'll change your project files accordingly. So for instance, if you go back to your text editor, it'll automatically update, as you can see right here. Okay, so if you want to browse, you can take a look at what you got here. And now we're going to do some changes here, and we're going to say working on an alternate idea. That represents lots of work. So we save that and stage it, commit it, alternate idea. If we go to history, we can see that right there. Again, if we make a mistake and say we wanted an exclamation point or a semicolon or just some small change, you can save it. And what you can do is you can stage it and commit it, but you can amend the previous commit, and it'll automatically paste that in. So now if I click OK, you can go to your history, and you still only have 2 commits, so you don't have to make an additional commit just for something very small that you forgot the previous time. So that's what you do for amend. All right, so let's say I work on this branch, and I'm very happy with it, but I want to go back to my master branch. So I click here, check out the branch, and again, because I'm now on a new branch, my project files are updated, and I can immediately go back to what I had before. So this is a super nice way to switch between ideas or alternate realities, if that makes sense. But let's say I did like what I did in idea, and I want to bring that over to my master branch. How can you do that? Well, first, go to Browse, and you want to go to the idea. You want to go to the branch that you are updating right here. And we just want to click Merge, and that's going to merge the changes from the selected branch into your current head branch, which is master. Now, we seem to have gotten an error, and this will happen sometimes with Merge where you can see the status, but you can fix this easily. If you want to see, it'll overwrite your code just temporarily, as you can see right here, and this is what it was before, and this is what you're proposing to merge it with. So you can simply go here if you need to, and you can go through each one, and you can say, I'll right click here, and say resolve index using what I currently have or what I was trying to merge it with. And this is one way you can do it. You won't always have to do it, but if there is an issue with merging, that's a way you can get away with it. So now if we scroll down, now we can see that we have our updated idea, but we haven't committed yet, we've just changed it, so make sure you do it. You can say merged idea branch. And now if we switch over, sure enough, we had our first draft, then we had our new commit, and we just added some stuff, and then we switched off to our ideas branch. We worked on that for a while, and then we came back and we liked it enough that we want to move it into our primary account, our primary branch. And now if I go back, Espresso, working on an alternate idea, and now that's been updated. And if you need to, you can, when you're done with the branch, just delete it. So Tower, it's nice. To be 100% honest, I always feel like in order to use a Git GUI, you still need to know exactly what you're doing. You need to know what a commit is. You need to know what merging, what push, what pull, what the staging area is, what reverting is. And I wonder how helpful it is, because I think the people that would benefit the most from an app like this can do it really lightning fast using the terminal and may not want to. And alternatively, the people that don't know enough about the terminal but still want to use a version control system, I think they might have a little bit of trouble with this. But nonetheless, this is a really nice visual way to get started. It's still in beta, so it has some things I'm hoping they update. Just little things, like I said, like being able to right-click and say reset to this commit or things like that. Maybe they do have it, and I just don't see it. If it is, and you're the creator of this, please chime in and let us know in the comments. Anyhow, the website is GitTower.com. We don't get any commission off this. It's just an app that you might want to take a look at for your projects. For more quick tips, tutorials, screencasts, whatever, be sure to check NetTuts. Thanks, guys. Bye.